I started narrating stories on YouTube because after sending every story I wrote to all the big names and a few lesser known names, I got no response. No thanks for sending, no your story sucks, nothing. I won't mention who they are, but most of you should know who I'm talking about. Although one big name did read the short story I wrote, which I'm very thankful for, it wasn't my best. This went on for a while. After months of frustration, I finally realized it wasn't going to happen. So I decided to narrate my own stories, create a YouTube channel, pick a name, and post them myself. How hard could it be? So I did. My stories were good. At least, I thought so. To my surprise, a few people actually liked them, and after a while, asked if I would narrate their stories. Wow, really? Okay. They would send them to me via email, which I gave them, and I would narrate their stories. And that started the ball rolling. I was talking to a coworker one day about narrating stories for fun, and they suggested I check out an app called Narrating and search short scary stories and no sleep. They said they posted a few stories on there and thought it would be perfect for me, so I did. I created an account and started my search. There, I found all kinds of amazing stories. I contacted some authors through comments and personal messages asking permissions to read their stories. Most were cool with it, although I did get a few rejections. I just kept on asking. Always ask permission. Things were going great. I was narrating amazing stories. People were liking them, and I even earned enough karma on Reddit to start my own community. I decided to use it for people to send stories to, and people actually did. All the while, I still searched other communities for stories to read. That was until I found that story. I should have known by their username that it wasn't a good idea. I'm not gonna mention the name, because it still sends chills up my spine just thinking about it. I'm shaking as I write this. It was about 1 a.m. Insomnia set in, and I was sitting at my dining room table searching Reddit when I found that story, and it just blew me away. It had it all. Drama, suspense, emotion, everything. I contacted the author through personal message asking permission, except for some reason I signed it using my real name, not my stage name. Big mistake. I realized what I did, but it was too late. I already sent it. Anyway, mere seconds went by and I received a reply. Yes, I've been waiting for this. Thinking they've been waiting for someone to read one of their stories, just like I was, I replied, "Thank you," and planned to go on with my night, until I received my own personal message from the author. "Hi, my name's Susan. Wanna talk?" I figured, what the hell? I'm not doing anything else. What could it hurt? So I sent back, "Sure." After about a 30-minute conversation, I found out the author was female. We both like Stephen King. We both love horror stories. We both live in the US, only a few states away from each other. I started getting tired. I let her know. We ended the conversation, both saying goodnight. I was lying in bed, almost asleep, when I got a message from her saying, "I'm glad to have someone like you to talk to. I miss that." I shrugged it off and went to sleep. A couple of days went by. I came home from work and found a note on my door. It said, "Hi, sorry I missed you. Love, Susan." What the fuck? Love? I only talked to her for like half an hour. How'd she get my address? What the fuck did I get myself into? I took the note off the door and quickly went inside, locking the door and calling the police. I told them this story. They said there was nothing they could do until an actual crime was committed. Yeah, that's reassuring. I hung up from them and tried to do my normal routine. Make coffee, get changed, drink coffee, and so on. I couldn't get the note out of my head. The doorbell rang. I froze slowly and walked to the window to see who it was. It was a woman. She was about 5.5 feet tall, tattered, dirty clothes, long stringy brown hair. It looked like she hadn't pasted in a month. I knew it was Susan. I had to end this now, before it turned ugly, and ugly it turned. I opened the door and said, "Look, Susan, I don't know what you think is going on, but I just wanted to read your story, that's it. I'm sorry if you thought there was something more, but there's not. Please, go home." I shut the door and walked back into the house. She screamed like a wild woman. She started pounding on the door and screaming, "I love you, I love you." I ran to the phone to call 911. A rock or brick or something came crashing through the front window. I turned and saw that crazy bitch climbing into my house, screaming, "Read my story, read my story." The shards of glass from the broken window cutting her as she climbed in, blood on the window and the floor. 911, what's your emergency? Crazy bitch is in. She charged, slamming into me, knocking me over the desk and falling to the floor herself. She was kicking and screaming like a lunatic. I got up, phone still in hand, and smashed it hard against her temple as she was getting up. I don't hit women, but that bitch deserved it. Her eyes sewed back in her head. The screaming stopped, and she fell to the floor, unconscious. I heard sirens outside. I guess the 911 operator heard it all. The cops came, took my statement. They made me stay outside while the paramedics tended to Susan, if that's even a real name. The cops put her in cuffs and the paramedics took her to the ambulance. On her way out, she looked at me and laughingly said, "I'll be waiting." They put her inside, then left. The cops finished up and did the same. I was left with a fucked up door, a broken window, blood all over the place, a broken desk, and a broken phone. All over a fucking story. I'm done. I moved out that night. I left all my stuff behind. Slept in the car till payday, then rented a room off a coworker. And I never narrated another story ever again. So if any of my subscribers are reading this and wondered whatever happened to me, now you know why I stopped narrating stories on YouTube.